For more incredible action figures and collectibles, including the one seen in this review, check out Lindsay's Toy Room at www.lindsays.toyroom.com. Hello YouTube, and welcome to Turmoil in the Toybox. I'm your host, Aaron Hauser, and today we're going to be reviewing the Neca Retro 8-inch Ash figures from Evil Dead 2. This includes the Deadite version of Ash and Hero Ash. I picked these guys up from Lindsay's Toy Room at lindsaystoyroom.com for $25 each plus shipping and handling. And I gotta be honest with you, I wasn't a huge fan of the idea of Neca doing a Mego-style figure line at first, but over the last year with all of their releases so far, they have really shown that they can knock these guys out of the park. They've done a great job capturing that retro feel for each of their releases, and the Evil Dead 2 line is no exception. They did a great job with both Deadite and Hero Ash. And I'm really excited to review these guys because they did a great job kind of capturing that sort of 80s, 70s feel with these toys. So we'll start off by taking a look at Deadite Ash. He comes with the Necronomicon, which is perfectly scaled for the 8-inch figures. The facial sculpt on this one is really well done. They got that sort of white glossed over eye look there from when he's possessed in the forest. Looks really, really nice. And then the blood effects on the face look really nice. The teeth are well done too. The costume itself is pretty well done. The only thing that I think is a little odd and kind of jumps out to me, the Velcro for the pants, it just really stands out. I wish they could have done that a bit more subdued or found some other way around that because it just looks kind of bulky. But overall, they did a great job with the costume and everything. He's got a bit more sweat and dirt and grime on his shirt there. And then as far as articulation, he's got articulation in the head on a ball joint, in the shoulders, in and out, forwards and backwards, at the elbow, which just flexes in and out. There's no rotation there at all. There's flexibility in the wrists with forwards and backwards there, and then 360. And I will note that is one thing that I noticed is that their joints are kind of glued together with the paint, which does happen on some of the Neca figures. But if you take a hairdryer to those sort of joints, it'll loosen up the paint well enough so that you can articulate that joint a bit more. Like this one is just flat out stuck in place. I can't do that without snapping the joint, so I'll have to take some effort to get that fixed. But where was I? And then he has waist articulation, and then he has articulation in the hips, and then in the knees, and in the ankles. Now, the only thing that I really wish, aside from the Velcro on the pants there that they could have changed, is I wish they would start adding peg holes in the feet so that you can place these on the display stands like the other Neca figures. Just would have been nice because I know some of these have trouble standing. This one, both of these guys don't seem to have any trouble at all, but there have been some of the other ones that I've purchased in the past that have taken a couple shelf dives just because either the joints were too loose or I couldn't articulate them in a way that just made them stand up perfectly straight. But other than that, I think this is a really well done piece. I really like the head sculpt on that. I think they did a great job capturing the creepiness of his possessed state in that scene. Looks really cool. And then next we've got the Hero Ash, which comes with his iconic shotgun and the chainsaw. Features the same articulation, and then he's also got that strap across his back with the sheath for the shotgun. Sort of the same detailing on the pants. This one's a bit more torn up from the last fight. And the facial sculpt on this one does look a lot like Bruce Campbell. They did a good job with this. The blood is kind of a little bit more sparse there. But the eyes look really great. They don't look too I don't know how to put it. Some of the other figures that they had released had a little too much black around the eyes, so it almost made him look like he was wearing eyeliner or something. But this one doesn't look as much like that to me, which I think is a really big benefit to having the larger figures with the 8-inch line. But I think they did a great job on the facial sculpt. The hair looks great. All of that looks phenomenal. And then, like I said, it has the same articulation that you've seen in the other 8-inch style figures. And then actually, I'm going to scoot these guys over for a minute to show you these really cool collector card backings that come with each of the retro figures. Now, I showcased the artwork that came with the Freddy and Jason figures that were released last year, I believe. And those had some really cool artwork to them, but these Evil Dead figures actually come with some of the coolest artwork that I've seen for this NECA retro line so far. You've got, for the Hero Ash, a really cool sort of painting of Ash going up against Henrietta there. Looks really nice. Sort of a bit more animated looking, but very, very cool. Then it's got the Evil Dead logo on the top there. And then my favorite of the two is the Deadite Ash version, where the vines from the forest are just tearing the shit out of him. And they've got a great shot of the cabin in the back. I really love the lighting and what they did with all the coloring on this one. I think this is just this is something that I would frame and put up, honestly. The artwork is that cool. And then on the back of each of them, you've just got a brief description of the figures. And then just a little tease for each of the figures on their own. So, but yeah, I thought that was a very cool addition to these figures. Because, I mean, on their own, they're very well done pieces. And I think that they easily justify the $25 price tag that they're asking for these guys these days. But for them to include that kind of artwork, it's just a very, very nice touch, and I think it adds a lot of really nice display value to these figures. So, but yeah, that's about it for this review. If you have any questions about the figures, just leave them in the comments below, and feel free to check out the reviews that I've done in the past on the Evil Dead 2 line from NECA, which is their 7-inch figures, which includes Hero Ash, Deadite Ash, Henrietta, and then there's a whole bunch of other figures that I've reviewed from Army of Darkness as well. So that's about it. Thanks for watching.